Welcome to a journey of renewal, where the ancient symbols of rebirth and transformation guide us toward modern mastery of life and purpose. Picture a phoenix burning in golden flames after a decade of darkness, a mandala glowing with meditative colors, and a chrysalis that cradles a butterfly's eventual flight. Each of these images whispers a timeless message. We too can rise, evolve, and find balance. Over the next several minutes, we will explore 5 stories rooted in Egyptian, Greek, Indian, Buddhist, and Taoist traditions that echo this theme. They will be anchored by a philosophical lens that sharpens their insights for everyday life. Let us begin our transformation. Philosophy Spotlight: Stoicism. Stoicism, born in ancient Greece and refined in Rome by thinkers such as Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, teaches us that the path to inner peace and effective action lies not in controlling external events, but in mastering our judgments about them. The Stoics believed that every person possesses an inner citadel of reason, a resilient space where one can cultivate tranquility, clarity, and purpose regardless of circumstance. A practical illustration is Epictetus's assertion that we cannot control what happens to us, only our response. By focusing on what is within our power, our decisions, attitudes, and commitments, Stoicism offers a scaffold for consistent growth, especially in times of upheaval. Lessons for modern success. 1. Adopt the view of impermanence. Recognize that the challenges you face are temporary, like the flames that will engulf the phoenix. This humility fosters adaptability. 2. Practice deliberate reflection. At the end of each day, ask, what did I encounter today that I did not control? How did my mind respond? This habit sharpens clarity of purpose. 3. Build resilience by rehearsing adversity. The Stoics would urge you to mentally rehearse potential obstacles, preparing the mind to face them without loss of composure. Our thematic pillars, the Phoenix, Samsara, and Daoist Metamorphosis, converge with Stoic discipline. Each tradition, though culturally distinct, reminds us that transformation is both inevitable and intentional. Through these lenses, we can approach change as a controlled, purposeful act rather than a chaotic event. Chapter 1: The Rising Flame. In ancient Egypt, the god Horus was often depicted as a falcon rising beyond the horizon, symbolizing rebirth and the triumph of order over chaos. Egyptian artisans painted the phoenix, known as Bennu, as a symbol of the sun's daily rebirth. When the sun sets, it dies, only to rise again, renewed. This cyclical image mirrors our own capacity to let go of past failures and rise anew. In the context of modern life, the phoenix becomes a powerful metaphor for entrepreneurship. Consider a small startup that loses a major client. If the founders view the setback as a necessary death, they can reforge their business model, like the phoenix's fire-caught transformation, turning a failure into a stronger, more market-aligned venture. Motivational insight. The phoenix teaches resilience through purposeful destruction. To transform, we must first dissolve old patterns that no longer serve us. How to apply today. 1. Identify one skill or habit that hinders you, perhaps procrastination or an outdated marketing strategy. 2. Commit to releasing it. Replace it with a new, evidence-based approach. 3. Set a quarterly, rebirth review. Evaluate what has dissolved and what new potentials have emerged. Imagine your professional life as a living flame. Each day is an opportunity to refresh your energy. Conclusion. Transformation is not an event, but a series of deliberate choices to let go and rise. Like the phoenix, your next incarnation requires a conscious act of fire. Call to action. If you are ready to ignite your own rebirth, like this video, share it with a colleague who needs to feel renewed, and subscribe so you won't miss our next chapter on the cycle of life. Reflective question. What is one old pattern you are ready to let blaze out of your life? Chapter 2: Samsara's Whisper. Samsara, the continuous cycle of birth, death, and rebirth in Hindu and Buddhist thought, captures the illusion that life is a straight path to a final goal. Instead, it reminds us of dynamic transitions, just as a flower changes from bud to blossom to seed. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna learns that the soul does not die. It transforms, shedding the flesh to take on new embodiments. For modern audiences, samsara can be interpreted as the flux of roles we play, child, student, professional, parent, retiree. Each role is a rebirth requiring adaptation, acceptance, and growth. Motivational insight. Embrace change as a continuous rebirth. There is no final destination, but a path of learning and becoming. How to apply today. 1. Choose one role you feel stuck in, perhaps student, still stuck in exams. 2. Reframe its purpose. View exams as a stepping stone that prepares you for the next role, a new stage in your career. 3. Celebrate each completed cycle, e.g., graduation, as a personal rebirth, allowing the momentum to fuel your next step. Picture the mandala of your life. Each layer signifies a different stage, and each time you peel back a layer, you see deeper wisdom unfolding. Conclusion. Samsara invites us to let go of attachment to any fixed identity and to move with fluidity through life's many roles. Call to action. If you find yourself trapped in a single identity, hit that like button, share your thoughts on your current rebirth, and subscribe for more transformative insights. Reflective question. Which role are you currently rehearsing for, and how can you transform it into your next opportunity? Chapter 3. A Chrysalis Dance. In Taoism, change is not something to resist but something to harmonize with. Laozi's concept of wu-wei, effortless action, invites us to move naturally through transitions, like a butterfly emerging from a chrysalis. When the chrysalis breaks, the butterfly's wings are both fragile and capable of flight, symbolizing the delicate balance between strength and softness. In business, this wisdom is embodied in agile methodology. Teams build in iterations, releasing small increments of product, allowing the next cycle of design to unfold organically. Each sprint is like a chrysalis that transforms into a new version of the product, ready to fly into user hearts. Motivational insight. True growth emerges from surrendering control, allowing natural processes to guide your development. How to apply today. 1. Identify a project where you feel trapped in perfectionism. 2. Adopt an iterative approach. Break it into micro-deliverables and release them regularly, gathering real feedback for each iteration. 3. Accept that failures are part of the transformation and let them refine your next cycle without discouraging you. Visualize a mandala that pulses. Each segment representing a project stage blossoms as you release incremental control. Conclusion. The chrysalis teaches patience and trust in the unseen. By embracing wu-wei, we allow our inner creative energies to manifest without forcing outcomes. Call to action. If you crave a freer, more fluid work style, like this message, share with a peer who needs a new work rhythm and subscribe for more stories of metamorphosis. Reflective question. How can you practice wu-wei in a current project to see it transform more naturally? Chapter 4. The Voice of the Cold Water. In Greek tragedy, Oedipus faced a world where all attempts to control destiny failed, yet he still chose to observe and learn from the circumstances. In Oedipus Rex, the prophet Tiresias speaks in reverse, a reminder that the past may be seen, but the future remains in a cold water, unpredictable, silent, and receptive. This image mirrors the reality that our plans can be thwarted, but we can always listen to the silence and respond wisely. Today, the lesson translates into crisis management. A business leader may encounter a sudden market downturn. The response should be to listen to the quiet signals, customer complaints, supply chain murmurs, rather than overreacting based on assumptions. Motivational insight. When faced with uncertainty, silence is a tool for perception rather than panic. How to apply today. 1. Pause for a moment before reacting to any crisis. 2. Ask oneself, what data points or subtle signals tell me what is truly happening? 3. Formulate a response that accounts for these realities, keeping room for adaptation. Like water flowing around obstacles, remain flexible. The water will find its path. Conclusion. Oedipus reminds us that even when destiny seems written, our reaction can rewrite the ending. Call to action. If you are in a leadership position, like this video, share your insights on listening in crisis and subscribe to join others in mastering uncertainty. Reflective question. What is one silent signal you have overlooked that could alter your next decision? Chapter 5. The Tidal Return. In Daoist cosmology, the tides serve as a daily reminder of cycles, how energy rises, rests, and recedes. The Daoist concept of return, Fen, emphasizes that to know how to arise, we must first understand collapse. This principle reflects the idea that in order to become great, one must first practice humility before the ocean of possibility. In modern entrepreneurship, the practice of after-action reviews embodies this cyclical return. After every project completion, teams meet to assess outcomes, learn from both success and failure, and then plan the next initiative. Motivational insight. Growth rests on recognizing that after each ebb comes a new surge, a chance to rise anew. How to apply today. 1. Initiate a simple, post-project debrief. Ritual. List 3 successes and 3 challenges of each cycle. 2. Translate lessons into concrete actionable steps for your next project. 3. Share these learnings with others, cultivating collective transformation. Imagine a river that never stops flowing. It carves valleys, nourishes life, and renews itself, just as your professional journey should. Conclusion. Returning to our starting point with deeper understanding, like the tide, ensures that we never stagnate. Call to action. If you find value in continuous learning, tap like, share this water metaphor with your team, and subscribe so you never miss a lesson in transformation. Reflective question. How can you incorporate a return ritual into your personal or professional life to feed future growth? Final reflection. Each chapter has threaded together the ancient symbols of the phoenix, Samsara, and Daoist Metamorphosis with the disciplined clarity of Stoicism. Whether you see yourself as a phoenix shedding the old, a soul dancing in Samsara cycles, or a butterfly breaking free from the chrysalis, the power to transform lies in embracing change, listening to silence, and rehearsing resilience. Take a moment to envision your own transformation. A rising flame, a turning mandala, a new wing unfolding. What step are you ready to take today to ignite that fire, embrace the cycle, or let the breeze carry you forward? Thank you for joining this journey into the heart of life's perpetual rebirth. Like, share, and subscribe to continue exploring how ancient wisdom can illuminate your path, and remember, your greatest metamorphosis is just a thought away.